reasons of why you're still here as well. To the wonderful people involved.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like this set is such a great opportunity to see that come back, right? Two old school players who've been around for so long and still pushing to be the best that they can at the game is really awesome to see as we're jumping right into it.
Yeah, most definitely too. Stadium to pick. Curious though actually why they went to stadium. I mean, definitely the missiles will favor West a bit.
Yeah, it's an interesting starting stage. With FD going away as a starter and bringing on Stadium instead, it's a bit different, right? So curious to see how this one plays out. I'm sure West doesn't want to be on FD, and so happy to not to ban that away. Ooh, great
Yeah.
wave dash back F smash there to catch the edge guard.
Spacing him out. Gotta say, spacing him out if you are husband.
Okay, husband just like you said, just holding his ground, poking away with the down tilts, catching those F smashes, actually letting that rip quite a bit, and finding West in most of these situations as well. So I'm liking the usage so far.
Yeah, the great poke game too. Those multiple down tilts too. He's like needling him. It's
Mhm,
like kind of chip damage too, and eventually led to death. See again too. He shield poked him with the down tilt.
mhm. Yeah, and you can see you mentioned how Wes is trying to be more of an aggressive Samus and is going to be in your face. We're seeing quite a lot of that. Even these like close range missiles. He did a run up double bomb to poke away at the shield. So Wes showing a lot of aggression and some pretty new school stuff as well. So that's pretty awesome to see so far. Great grab there by Wes. A lot of conditioning to force Husband to sit and shield, and a
Yeah,
good edge guard on that down smash.
gotta say, wow. I mean, I gotta say also very grounded. Gotta say. I mean, just very grounded Samus, but he hasn't really used a lot of aerials until that down throw nair there. I'd say discipline. I think it's the one thing to describe this. Discipline from Wes.
Yeah, and a lot of Samuses in this stage in particular, they'll sort of default to the missile game, and you can see Wes has that tech skill, right? Like he's showing it once in a while, but he's not just spamming it. It feels very intentional when he chooses to use it versus playing that more grounded game. So I'm liking what I'm seeing there. Ooh, great F smash the Captain coming down though.
Most definitely. Getting back to very methodical, guys. This is a super methodical game right now. Oh, the charge shot comes out, but he shields it.
Yeah, good reaction there by Husband to hold off on trying to move forward there in a bit of an awkward spot. Wes
Why
putting
did
on
I
a lot of pressure.
why do I get this feeling this is kind of how this set would go too? Very kind of methodical old school play, kind of a poking game too. You're seeing that West is using forward tilts to kind of microspace them. You'd say mind games are coming out.
Yeah, and we've seen both of Husband's kills so far have been a wave dash back away from the corner as West chooses an aggressive option to try to defend the ledge, and then he gets caught by an F smash. So I'm going to want to see West play a little bit more conservative on his recovery game.
Yeah, definitely.
Great up Bs out of shield, by the way, from Wes. That move actually makes you invulnerable for the first few frames.
Oh
And
my.
so, and the super wave dash to get the edge guard set up.
Yep. Definitely showing some new tricks up his sleeve there. Stage control pressure game again too, holding center well. The charge sound rush does not hit, but oh my goodness, wow, what pressure to in front of his face.
Yeah, and it really great by Husband to switch to the light shield there at the last second. His toes were completely exposed, having had to hold shield for so long. But West just keeps the pressure up and finds the down smash really clean.
Yeah, and I know we've been talking about West the whole time too. I gotta say, Husband's done a great job at just consistently keeping this lead despite all the pressure that West is putting on right now.
Yeah, definitely feels like Husband is weathering the storm a little bit, right? Finding the big hits when he needs them. There you see a tipper fair to force to the corner, and then once he's got West in the corner, he holds him there really well.
Solid back air two to get into a rinse and repeat scenario. Oh, but West does get back to stage two. And now
That was
he pushes way back to center.
Yeah, that recovery from Wes was really nice. He recognized the mistake he made last time of grappling a little bit too high, which allowed Husband to just go for the down tilt. This time he gets the grapple slightly lower, and the down tilt whiffs. So great adjustment there.
Yeah, well, I like the missile play too. He's using missiles in a weird situation where it's like he's almost daring Husband to ledge dash. He wants him to ledge dash, and he's kind of executed testing him like, how is your ledge dash game? Because I mean, if you don't nail your gallant there, you're getting blown up by that missile.
hmm Yeah, and Marth actually not a great ledge dash at all, right? He only can get a couple frames of Gallant, just barely enough time to get his shield up. So it's not only is it a great test of your skill check, it's also relatively risk-free and sets up pressure in the corner, even if he does get his ledge dash and shield up in time.
say, you know how husband had been ahead the whole game? That lead is completely gone.
Oh. And the other thing I want to point out here is husband has really started to shy away from the approaching down tilt, right? The wave dash forward down tilt or dash in down tilt. It feels like Wes has just established his space so effectively that now husband looks scared. And there again, you see he goes for the down tilts and he gets punished for it. Wes making it so hard for husband to control space.
Oh, that forward just barely missed too. It probably would have been a tipper forward smash too.
Oh, the dash dance grab, catching Wes being a little too aggressive now. I like the adjustment here from husband.
I like the baby walk. I love the baby walk from Wes too. The very small micro spacing.
Another adjustment there from husband, starting to swing at the missiles instead of trying to shield them. That's a big deal in this matchup. It's a lot quicker to get out after clanking off of them.
The trades are definitely favoring Wes a little bit right now. I love that bomb through to cover the ledge. And, oh, that's so unfortunate too from husband to an otherwise stellar game.
Yeah, really, really close stuff. Both players taking it all the way to the edge, and an unfortunate SD is going to close out game one. But, you know, it's a long set. There's a lot more to go here. I feel like we're already seeing great adjustments from both players. Wes controlling space, creating a lot of pressure. Husband trying to define his own space, and then punishing Wes with a little bit of a dash dance game when Wes tries to get a little too aggressive. You can really feel the back and forth and the adaptations.
Yeah, kind of like a push and pull sort of effect. You saw the run up down tilts came out a little bit towards the end. He did it earlier in the game, but he got away from it. Mm-hmm. But then when he started doing it again too, he got a lot more of his opening. So I'm curious to see if husband's going to continue to stick to that game plan, or if he's going to abandon it. Because when he abandoned it, Wes started to claw his way back.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, right? Because Wes is going to try to keep doing those approach CCs to try to punish the down tilts. And then husband's going to have to find the right times to go in with the down tilts and the right times to give up a little space and come in with a bigger punish like a grab.
Most definitely. Story is the pick, too. Guess you got to throw in more old school sayings with this. Is it going to be Marth's story today, or will it be a new story in this game, too?
Yeah, so it looks like husband is really prioritizing those small blast zones. He wants to get the quick kills off the F smashes, which is what worked for him to get kills in last game. So I think that makes a lot of sense. But Samus can be really scary on this stage. A lot of great aerial combos between the side and top platform.
Yeah, the tipper forward smash, that was a shield poke tipper forward smash too. So good eye and good catch by husband there. And you're right, much earlier kills.
Yeah, the other thing that really works in Marth's favor here is those low side platforms. He can cover a lot of the space with those tipper F smashes from the ground.
Oh my!
Look at this combo.
I was gonna say, yeah, wow, that was a quick 75 on Wes and counting.
It would appear. Okay, we're back. We had a little bit of a lag there, but back into it. Yeah. Already a full stock lead and trying to grow it to 2 stocks here.
Most definitely. You could say definitely the counter pick is working out at the moment too. He chooses to not grab the ledge. Did he actually try grappling before when husband hit him? So that's definitely interesting in that interaction there. But either way, 4 stocks to 2.
Yeah, let's see if husband can tack on any more damage here. He's at definite kill percent. Most of Samus's stuff's going to kill sort of just straight out right now. But it's going to be up to Wes to find one hit.
Oh my goodness, too. Wow, open him up quite a bit, you got to say. Oh, the Nair stage fight gets him there, but you got to say that's a stock well lived, your husband.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got your opponent down to their 3rd stock, already at 90% here. And you catch the tech.
Another tipper forward smash.
Great spacing there by husband to go to the middle of the platform so he can F smash either way to catch whichever roll Wes goes for.
And Wes starting to reach a little bit too. He's trying to, kind of push the issue a little bit with these falling nairs right now. And husband's just not having any of it too. The Shy Guy DI disrupting any sort of setup that Wes had.
Ooh, great fares there coming out from husband to just kind of continue to control space. Feels like Wes is like a little bit like claustrophobic on this stage. He's getting sort of just snuffed out. Can't find anywhere to move.
Yeah, most definitely.
Ooh, the air-to-air game is also working out really heavily in husband's favor so far. He's finding the
tilt.
Oh, the Nair and the down tilt one more.
trying to get back to when he holds the ledge there, and that is the end of game 2. But you're right, the down tilts came out again too. We saw a rinse and repeat edge guard on the down tilts there, secure those stocks, and wow, you could say that it was the right counter pick to just to definitely open up West. With the ton of a wide stage like Stadium 2, it allowed West to kind of man space and kind of run, have his own room a bit more with the missiles. And with a stage like Story, Husband pretty much nullified that completely because it's just you got Tipper Forge and second kill around like 60 to 100% rather than in a 150-ish type of percent. So less Marthritis there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, it's very likely we're going to jump into Dreamland here for game 3. I think if you're West, you just shake off game 2. Don't worry too much about it. You've got a ton more space to work with here on this stage. We talked about how strong West's ground game looked in game 1 and game 2. Because the stage was so small, Husband sort of forced it to be an air-to-air game, which seemed to work out really well in Husband's favor. But now you've got a big stage. You get to work on the ground like crazy. And like you said, it's going to take forever to kill Samus.
Yeah, great point too. And you are right. We are going to be going to Dreamland for game number 3. I'd imagine, would it be kind of a similar repeat to how game 1 was too, where it's going to be kind of like a war of attrition? Or is Husband going to try to keep the pressure up?
Yeah, and so far Husband is looking to play really aggressive here early. Less down tilt, more fair. The double fair coming out a lot early on in this this game 3. We'll see how that works out for him.
Yeah, well, if he spaced it well too, I mean, you get the Tipper fair, which is much harder to CC, because I mean, it can nullify it too, especially at this percent right now, and that can lead to strong openings too, kind of like how Husband did really early on in that game, or in the game.
Yeah, and this juggle situation is really strong for Husband. Ooh, he does barely get clipped out. He could have gotten all the way to a kill there after taking the double jump.
Most definitely.
Okay, Wes. Ooh, I like that.
The bomb tech.
Yeah, that looked really clean from Wes. He made it look like he was going super conservative and just going for the corner, and then at the last second switched it up and reclaimed center stage, which not only gets him back, but also pays him off with a huge combo.
I gotta say, I was getting one an anti-air with the F-tilt too, and I wasn't sure how to describe the situation because he definitely could have grabbed the ledge, but mind games or not too, he caught him with the charge shot too to take an early lead.
Yeah, now he did take 160% there, so he's got to work hard to get some serious extra credit before he dies. But look at this pressure at the corner.
Yeah, it's what I talked about in game 1 too. Just kind of he's standing there. It's like you're gonna have to get through this brick wall, and this brick wall is a standing Samus with a plethora of missiles and a charge shot at her disposal.
Great recognition there by Husband to see that Wes was a little bit too low and was going to have to grapple low and then have to follow up with another recovery option. So he could just stand there, wait for the grapple, and go for the F smash. But he's already taken 90% here on his second stock.
I love the F tilt spacing by West so much right now too. It's Husband's definitely gonna have to face his aerials a bit better too because West has caught him multiple times in the missile game coming out.
Yeah, and Samus does have some pretty long range, right? Especially when you take into account the CC options. Those fares are really hard to place properly. Husband doing it well in a lot of situations, but Wes being very opportunistic of when he catches Husband just a little bit misspaced.
There's the rinse and repeat missiles again too. I mean, I like what Husband's doing too. I think he recognizes, like you said earlier, about Marth slash dash is definitely gonna be much harder to hit. So he's kind of waiting out to see what West does after too, kind of outweighting his patience. If that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh, that F smash barely not connecting. That could have been the kill there. Marth does have quite a bit of recovery if he lands on stage with that up B.
There's that forward tilt pressure again too. Trying to anti-air too. The back air, not enough to kill just yet. 4:55 on the clock and counting down too. This didn't even go to time.
Yeah, it looks like it's possible, and it's funny because both these players. Oh, not with that charge shot.
Yeah, maybe not too. That's a first. I mean, that's like. Oh, there's a first shield breaker. But
oh my
god. The wind from Dreamland 2 pushed him off. What awareness by West in that situation, whether he knew or not. That is absolutely insane.
Yeah, we've seen that a couple times now. When Wispy's blowing, you can't count on the shield break to create a big opening for yourself. You have to go for the quick hit there. Husband wasn't able to set something up in time to get the punish he deserved there.
Yeah, too. Well, you gotta say that was maybe one of the smart. I never thought I'd say this. That was smart to have your shield get broken there. Because look at this. It's now... Husband's struggling to get the kill right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And, oh, man. Husband able to find the Nair here, but he's still not dead. Wes having a couple more opportunities here. And great spacing there. Gets under the F smash with the pull up off of the grapple. And now he's just still living.
Yeah, the forward air too. Marth is in full force right now, gotta say.
Yeah, so if you're the Marth in this situation, you have to accept that this is a situation you're in. Don't get tilted. As long as you're not taking percent, it doesn't matter how long this takes. You just don't get reversaled.
I was gonna say with full matches like that, makes you wonder maybe is husband losing his patience just a little bit.
Yeah, and who could blame him, right? You've got your opponent at 210%, and you still don't have a clear kill confirm? Ridiculous.
219 now, too, and the percent is climbing, too, so, I mean, Wes is having all the mileage in the world. Oh, no! That hurts, too.
Yeah, the tilt factor definitely coming into play there. I feel like Wes could have gotten a little bit more even out of that. Goes for the hack stash and doesn't quite find it.
Yeah, too. Now you can tell that husband's pushing the aggression a little bit too, but now going to a little bit of a dash dance game. Here comes the dash dance fairs.
Yeah, I like the spacing here by husband. He's being very careful. Note that he's going for single fares instead of the double fares he was looking for previously. You get a little bit more precision in your drift game because you're not having to hold forward to hit the double fare. So I think husband's actually taking advantage of that pretty well right now.
I love all the creative bomb tricks that Wes is doing too. He did a bomb edge canceler. You saw that too, where Samus was in a little ball. So I mean, Wes has definitely got some tricks of his own too, and husband's having trouble catching on to it.
Yeah, I completely agree. It does look like. Oh, the other thing to talk about here is these side platforms. They're so high up that you can't really challenge with Marth's up tilt, and that's giving husband a lot of trouble. He's missed like 3 or 4 conversions because of that.
Yeah. Ooh. And too, and like you notice too that husband's getting a little bit better at getting back to center. You notice that Wes isn't able to hold his ground as efficiently as it was earlier in this game.
Yeah, and a lot of that is just prioritizing getting to center, right? Husband previously was going for like a lot of reversals and trying to hit Wes out of the corner. Now he's willing to just dash to center, and that mix-up actually very strong.
I know we've been talking about this game the whole time. Look at the timer right now. It's at 1:30. You know, I think timeout could be on the table with how methodical this game has been. Even we're on our last stock. Will we get this game in with someone losing their stock in time, or will the time run out?
Yeah. Oh man, and it's so even here. Even after the first interaction, we're very, very close on percent. Husband finding a little bit of a lead.
Do you start playing the percent game now? That's the question. If you're husband, do you start playing the percent game?
It's a little bit early. I think if I'm in this situation, I'm still trying to get the kill, but you have to at least be thinking about it, right? And
yeah.
I think
this is good percent too. I mean, I think this is a huge lead right now. 96-25. This is a huge lead.
Mm-hmm. The other thing to talk about here is, regardless of what game you're playing for, right now the percent is super important because husband has just a little bit more CC percent to play with. So that's also going to be a huge deal here. Wes has to be careful with what he hits with.
I gotta say, Wes is, he was looking very cautious on the top platform right now. Oh, man.
Yeah, and Samus does have ways to blow up a ton of damage really quickly.
Oh. That was a big fat nair, too.
Oh, the nair trade
right now. 19 seconds and counting down, too. Husband looking like he's still trying to go for the edge guard right now. Do you start running for your life right now? 12 seconds and counting down.
Oh, and he gets the nair. That's not going to kill, but I think that secures the game.
Yeah, that's probably the game, too. Smart awareness by husband right now. He is going to air dodge up, and we are going to have a successful timeout by husband. Wow, what a war of attrition game.
Yeah, and that's always a tough one to lose, right? You were in control throughout the early game. You had a lead throughout, and then husband comes down in that last stock situation. It was like 20% to 20%, and then husband pops off with an 80% combo. That's got to feel kind of bad. I like husband's approach to playing the timeout. You can't hit me if you're recovering, and we know how long Samus's recovery takes. Wes actually burned like 30 of his last 45 seconds recovering.
Yeah.
That's tough, right? That sucks.
It's super unfortunate too, and that's mentally taxing as well. You gotta say, playing an entire 8 minutes on Dreamland. I mean, it's like, do you go back to that? Do you go back to doing that, or you try to push up the pace?
It looks like Wes is down for another one, and that means so are we. Let's see what we got here.
Yeah, the war of attrition too. I mean, you wonder what kind of adjustments does West make? I mean,
Mhm.
do you go back to an aggressive game, or do you try to just kind of wear husband thin?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. I'm curious to see how Wes approaches it. You know, I think the other thing to talk about here is it's not like we saw either player playing a particularly defensive style last game. It just took that long.
Yeah, just methodical openings too, respecting one another, trying to, as they would say, I mean, I'm gonna repeat it again, the mind games, as they would say, just coming out.
Yeah. Oh, and see, I think this. Oh, what a great reversal by Husband. I was about to say how Wes's looks strongest when he's holding Husband in the corner, but Husband continues to find these new and more clever answers.
Yeah, too. Oh, the forward air and up air right now. You could say definitely this game in particular is going a lot faster than what the previous game was.
Yeah, that last game really set up for the timeout by taking 2 minutes for the first kill. That was the wildest interaction.
What in the world did I just see there? But either way, Husband is still alive somehow. That was one of the weirdest uppy interactions I've ever seen. And it happened again.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what that is. Oh, he actually misses the F tilt on the missile and just dies for it.
Definitely too, but Husband, I was gonna say just evens it up there. You can't see it right now, but Wes has a big fat smile on his face right now while competing in this game. Just kind of doing the bomb stall right now, making Husband have to reach for it. The rising charge shot does not hit Husband there.
Ooh, and a great way to get back from the ledge. He's able to get his shield up in time before Husband can answer back. And now we're just back in center stage, and Husband has to find another big hit. That up tilt is finally going to kill at 220%.
Jeez, yeah, you're right. Marthritis, man. I'd say this whole entire set has definitely been Marthritis aside from Yoshi's story.
So keep in mind here, Husband can close out the set with a win here. Even if he does lose, he does get to pick the stage for game 5. So he's got to be feeling kind of good here, but I'm sure he wants to close it out. He's already put in like 30 minutes in this set. It's got to feel grueling at some point.
Yeah, it's like, you think about their energy. What is their mental energy? What is their mental state at? Because, I mean, it's just constant, intense interactions, back and forth, back and forth.
Ooh, and again, Wes making such clever use of the bomb. There he uses the bomb to bounce off and not land on top platform.
He gets roll. Did you see the roll that Wes did to push him off? That was actually intentional by Wes. So sneaky.
Yeah, and again, it was the wispy interaction that Husband wasn't accounting for. We saw it last game with the shield break, and this game getting pushed off stage. Those wispy interactions really trolling Husband. Oh, but that down tilt?
I was going to say, we haven't seen the down tilts in a while, too. He's coming out now. Wes is getting back to stage, but he's thrown off again.
Yeah, one thing I do want to call out here, we have yet to see Husband find a single dare spike, the tip of dare. That could be like a set changer here, right? Like he could take a whole game if he can get an early percent kill, because he's holding his own, having to get to like 200% every stock. If he steals one at like 60, that's just it.
Yeah, too, especially with how long, you're right, I think it's great to account with how long Husband is living. Gets forward smash there, but you're right. We haven't seen an early kill from Husband, I think, at all this entire set.
Yeah, Yoshi's, he had some that were earlier than what we're seeing here, but they still weren't like early kills, right? They were sort of standard stuff. So if he can find some way to sneak a stock off of Wes, that could just really end things.
Yeah, I love the pressure right now. Didn't get the shield poke, too. I think you wonder if Wes is aware of that, too, trying to shield poke Husband.
Ooh, Husband off stage once again. These up Bs have been really well spaced throughout the match here. Wes doesn't have like the greatest options to try to cover below stage, so he kind of just has to let Husband back if he spaces the up Bs properly.
Holding his ground well again, but Husband breaks through the wall a little bit too. Getting some strong openings right now. Tacked on 41.
Yeah, and we've talked a little bit throughout the set about how we're seeing Husband prioritize center stage more and more. Oh, as he runs into the charge shot, that's painful. He is going to be able to recover, and the down smash doesn't kill, just barely.
Yeah, oh wow. First grab we've seen in a little bit too, and that grab probably would have led to death. That probably would have been a down throw in there. The dash attack trade. Husband off stage again. tech.
Yep, and that tech back air is actually required. You have to get both inputs there in order to not just fall to your death anyway. So really clean by Husband to make that happen. He goes off stage, but Wes, great response, getting that bomb stall right away. That early response probably saved his life there.
Most definitely. Well, it's definitely like any sort of strong hit from either character can definitely take the stock right now. Just the question is who is going to be the one that takes it.
Yeah, the one thing here again, you got to keep talking about it. It's the Marthritis, right?
Yes.
Right now, Wes, any big hit he finds is a kill. Husband, on the other hand, he's got to find something random, right? He's got to find a tipper F smash or something like that to find the early kills here. Oh, he reads the bomb. That's the first big offstage bomb that Husband's been able to read, and it's going to pay off quite big here.
Yeah, oh, there it is again, too. It's the second time he's gotten it.
Yeah, so when Wes bombs near the ledge, Husband does have time to go over and get the hit, and now you're seeing him get it consistently. Wes is going to have to play even more conservatively when he's recovering.
Oh, that forward tilt's finally going to kill, too, but 196 on Wes, 205. But the question is how much, I was going to say, how much of the Marthritis will play a factor? It seems like there's not too much Marthritis there on the last stock.
Yeah, and there's that callback back to game one, right? Where Husband read Wes going for the aggressive option during the recovery and wave dash backing F smashing. Wes had been careful throughout the set, but got a little antsy there.
Why do I feel like this is a repeat of the previous game where all of a sudden Husband just turns up the aggression a bit?
Yeah, completely agree. The big difference here from the last game is Husband has been pushed for the most part out of CC %, and with those couple hits, that's going to make it official. So Husband with a little bit less defense to play with. Let's see what Wes can make of that.
Yeah, well, keeping him in the air right now. Gotta say, I like the up airs too to kind of really make it hard for Wes to land. Holding his ground at 10-2, just standing there, and that standing there, it's almost like a threat. Gotta say.
Oh, and the Nair actually reaches over, catches the F tilt, and now Wes recovering from off stage. Husband's making this difficult for him. The fair doesn't connect, but he picks it back up.
I was gonna say, that was actually a really good tournament winner too, because sometimes it's hard for Marth to catch a character that high up in the air.
Okay,
Wes has to get down to the fair and the Nair.
Oh, and the Nair hits!
The falling Nair stage right gets him too, and we're going to a game 5. Super clutch by Wes too. He puts up a #1 sign. You cannot see it too because we're on Wes' stream. But wow, super clutch. And his chat is saying you're nasty. That was definitely nasty indeed by Wes.
Yeah, and you said it. It felt like shades of Game 3, where Husband was turning up the pressure, tightening the screws there in that last stock situation. But this time around, Wes found his answer. He goes off stage really deep to find the Nair, and that's going to be what closes out this stock for him. We are forced to a Game 5 here, but what great answer do we even have here, right? Like, Husband's going to have to take him to, like, Battlefield, I'd assume, right? I don't think it's going to be FD, but
good
maybe.
Question. That's a good question to ask, too, because, I mean, story's at the table, so the early kills are gone. I mean, I think you're right. Battlefield's probably the best pick. And I also just want to say, yeah, Battlefield is the pick right now. Are we in 2005 or are we in 2021? I'm seeing double here.
Yeah, absolutely, right? I think the only thing that keys you off is the high tech ceiling that both of these players are showing. It's interesting to see sort of the mix of the old and new as these players are playing a ton of footsies, playing really careful around each other, but also just throwing in some of the crazy new tech here and there.
Most definitely.
Oh, okay, and Wes, look at this pressure he's putting on early on. I love to see the ground game. I feel like that's been really his strength throughout the set so far.
Yeah, too. He's definitely sticking to his guns right now, but the tipper forward touch gets the kill too. And you're right. I mean, it's weird to say that 100% tipper like that is considered an early kill, but with the juncture the set has been right now, that's a huge kill.
Yeah, and Wes has spent the last 15 minutes of Melee not having to worry about that on the really high Dreamland side platforms. And then he gets on the side platform one time, and Husband is ready to blow him up with that F smash. So really good awareness.
Husband finally broke through the wall of the standing Wes. And he definitely got a lot of percent of it. 72 right now, tacked on Wes.
Yeah, and the air-to-air game continues to be a very heavy strong point for Husband. Whenever he's able to force Wes up and then play that game, it seems to work out in his favor. I feel like that's going to end up deciding a lot of the set, is who can force the other to play on their terms.
Yeah, definitely too. An up B too, and I think I'm finding out what that up B situation is doing. I think what Husband's doing is he's smashing down hard down to get out of the situation too, to prevent from getting popped up. So I'd say just good eye from Husband to get out of that situation constantly.
Oh, and he catches the air dodge. I think that was meant to be a waveland and was a missed input. Either way, I think the F smash might have actually also caught the waveland. So really well done by Husband to really cover a lot of options there.
Yeah, Husband. I mean, this is the biggest lead I think we've seen since the Yoshi story game in a given game. And I'd say like a lead like this is huge, given how close the set has been.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, we get the spot dodge on the side platform here. Wes definitely paying attention to the threat of Marth under him, but not enough. He gets caught by another tipper F smash. This one doesn't kill, but he's in a bad spot.
Do you think the desperation comes up from Wes right now, with him being this far behind?
I hope not. I could see it happening, but I really feel like the conservative play from Wes is what's working out best for him. Ooh, he throws out that approaching nair during the recovery. He's been wave dash back F smash for that multiple times, but this time catching Husband trying to stand ground.
Well, he tried going for a creative wave on there, but does not get it. But you're right. This is looking amazing right now for Husband. Now he gets a grab. Waiting for Wes to land, but Wes gets out of it.
Yeah, and here again, we're seeing a little bit of the Marthritis, right? He gets a grab, can't find anything off it, gets a nair, doesn't kill, can't find anything off it. But he just continues to rinse and repeat, play that patient game. I'm really liking what I'm seeing out of Husband here. It feels like he understands exactly what he needs.
Definitely. Well, it's kind of a role reversal a little bit, too. You're seeing that, you know, now it's Husband kind of just standing there holding his ground while Wes has to figure a way out.
Completely agree. Ooh, look at that approaching nair. Really aggressive by Wes, actually. After playing so slow for a couple minutes here, I really like to see that full-on hard approach, especially at high percent like that. It's not what you're expecting.
210% right now, tacked on Wes. One strong hit will do it to a down tilt will do it this time. My goodness, too. Wes, does he have any more tricks left in him?
Yeah, let's see what he's got here. I love the retreating fair to challenge the side platform. Husband does just shield through it, though. And, he's found the fairs. The air-to-air could be coming up. Nope, not quite yet.
Yeah, he's winning the air-to-air game, that's for sure, too. And I think it's... I don't know. This is good percent right now. Like, do you start playing the percent game right now if your Husband? Just tack on as much as you can. You know, and just see how well you can live the stock.
Yeah, I mean, I think Wes has been sort of forcing him to play that way, but you can see Husband still looking for the haymaker F smashes, especially challenging the side platform. So
well, he looks comfortable and confident. Gotta say, he looks so comfortable and confident, much more than the previous games. It seems like it's definitely a Husband favored type of flow.
Yeah, and he just keeps challenging going forward. Ooh, that time he gets caught with the F smash, 2 stocks to 1, but already at 108%. I feel like Husband's in the driver's seat.
Definitely too. It's gonna take a miracle to come back out of this one right now. He uses his up B.
Okay, Husband holding Wes on the platforms, not letting it back to ground level. We talked about how strong the ground game has been for Wes, so I think this this game plan, this juggling approach with the platforms is working out really well for Husband. Oh, the charge shot almost connects, but not quite. Still an edge guard situation, though.
Yeah, definitely. Ooh, and you notice that too, like Wes has changed up the timing just a little bit with his missile stall twos where he's not getting called out with the fairs, but I don't know, it could be too little too late. I think Husband, he's starting to play the defensive game. He does not want to mess with Wes at any point right now.
Yeah, definitely just I like it because it's a small adjustment, right?
Yeah.
Husband is still playing the core of his game plan, but maybe just taking a few less risks, right? He's looking for that low risk, low reward to close things out, and he's